DJDUBLTV.
It's DJ Double here, and today I'm sat with man like Charlie Sloth.
My brother, how are you, man?
I'm alright, bro. How are you?
I'm good, always good to see you.
Good stuff. Of course, of course. Is it true that about 10 years ago that you were living in a shed at the start of this whole thing?
Yeah, I was living in the shed with no sanitation. My son had just been born. I was broke.
Yeah.
And everyone around me was like, yo, like, you got to knock this on the head. Like, you're chasing a dream. That's never really going to happen. But I always believed in myself. I always believed that I could bring something to the table. And because of that, I never gave up. There were moments that I had to question myself and ask whether, you know, I'm deluded and whether I just need to go and get a job. But because I believed in myself and I was just so adamant and persistent, I knew it would happen. And it happened. I mean, and I think I'm living proof now that if you believe in something, you can make it happen. If you work hard enough for something and you want something bad enough, you can go and get it. And that's in all aspects of life, whether you want to be a doctor, a lawyer, footballer, an actor, a musician. It's just self-belief, dedication, and hard work, man. Yeah.
Hey, that's sick. It's inspiring, bro.
Hey, it's real talk.
Do you ever get sick and tired of it?
Never. I mean, like, this is what I signed up for. Like, it's not a job, it's a lifestyle. And for me, I'm blessed and count my blessings every day that I'm able to live this life. So like, it's very rare that you hear me moan. There's times when I get tired and, you know, I haven't slept for a few days and I'm like on edge and I'm living off coffee. But I'm so blessed. Like, every day I wake up and I smile and I pinch myself to ask if this is really happening. Like, the places I get to go, the people I get to meet, and I'm doing what I love doing. It's not a job. Like, even though I work hard, you know, my average working day is 18 hours and I work 7 days a week. But it's not like I could be sweeping the streets. Do you know what I mean? I could be stacking shelves, doing something that is tedious and that I don't really want to do. And I'm not knocking anyone that does that. Like, each to their own. But for me, I never wanted that life. I didn't want that life. I grew up. My mom was a cleaner. My mom had 3 cleaning jobs when I was growing up. And like, she worked hard. She worked hard to provide for me and my family. And for me, I always wanted to make sure that I could provide for my family. And at the same time, I wanted to do something that I love doing. So the fact that I'm doing it, why am I ever going to moan? It's not. I'm not going to be like, I'm sick of this. I'm sick of going and playing in clubs, drinking loads of drink, getting paid loads of money, and then talking rubbish. And I'm sick of that. Wow, come on. I mean, never.
How do you find balancing music industry life with being a dad?
It's very hard. That's one of the greatest struggles in my life, because I take being a father very seriously, and that is my main job in life. You know, but at the same time, with that comes sacrifice. Like, I can't be at home all day spending time with my children and earn money. So, you know, I've got to be out providing for my family. I've got to be the man of the house to come back and make sure that they've got a good life and they've got a good chance in life to be able to do what they want to do in life. So that's the hardest struggle for me, the balance between work and family life.
Yeah, I hear that, bro, definitely. So with what you've done over the last, I don't know, probably without a doubt the last 5 years, you've been instrumental, I think, in the progression of UK rap with platforms like Fire in the Booth. The way with your early shows on One Extra, what were you doing, like 2 till 3 in the morning?
I used to do 1 to 4 on a Friday, and then I used to do 2 to 4 on a Monday night.
Yeah, I remember I used to listen to it on the way back from a club on a Monday night, like the proper, they just dumped you in the graveyard.
In the
graveyard.
Right,
you play your UK stuff over there.
Yeah.
Like, the way it's progressed now, where we're at a point where we can play, literally, if we wanted to, an entire club set of just UK stuff.
Do you know what, it's mad? I remember playing in clubs with you 6 years ago, and having conversations where the majority of our set would be 80% American.
Yeah.
And now, roll on 6, 7 years, it's the opposite. Like, it's like 20% American. So, like, seeing that progression and the evolution is a beautiful thing, bro.
Do you think you get the credit you deserve for that?
I'm not one of them. I'm not a credit whore, man. I ain't out there being like, look what I've done. If it weren't for, like, dead. Like, cause everything's a team effort. Like, if it weren't for the artist, I wouldn't be where I am. So it's not like, it goes hand in hand. I'm just playing my position. I'm just doing my job. I'm not ever out there thinking that people should pay more respect to me or give me credit, because it don't work like that.
I noticed the is that Seattle Gold shining around your neck? No, the next one, the other one.
This was a present from an artist actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It brings everything perfectly in context because it's a plug.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the album.
The plug.
The plug. August 18th is the release date.
18th.
How excited are you?
I'm gassed. I'm gassed to be able to present a body of work that I'm really proud of. You know, that I've put a lot of time and effort into making, and for me to be able to sit back now and watch the rollout of it, like after all the hard work's been done, like I feel so proud, man. When
you're putting a project of this magnitude together, where do you even start? Like, after you've had the idea, what's the next step?
Just doing it. It's like anything. You know, a lot of people have great ideas and never act on the idea. Like, once you have the idea, that's when the hard work starts. You got to act on it. You got to do it. And I'm a doer. My whole life I've been a doer. Like, a lot of people, they'll be like, all right, so we've got to plan this. You know, then we've got to... Nah, just do it. And then make mistakes, learn from the mistakes along the way, and then second time round, you don't make the same mistakes, and it gets easier and easier and easier. I've made loads of mistakes. I've made more mistakes in life than I've had victories. Right. But those mistakes are more valuable than every victory that I've ever had.
Lessons.
Lessons, man. You learn from that. So, I mean, it's just doing it. It's like anything. Like, the idea, you have the idea, do it. Don't dwell on it. Don't think about it too much. The moment you overthink things, that's when you make mistakes. Too many mistakes.
Yeah. How did you go about picking the artists for the project?
It was more a case of just reaching out to artists that, you know, I really, really love and that I've always wanted to work with, artists that I listen to, artists that, you know, as a music man, are in my car a lot. And that's how I went about it. You know, I've got relationships with so many artists around the world, and I'm lucky in that sense. But when it comes to making an album, I wanted to work with people that I'm a fan of.
Yeah, I think it's sick because see how you got what people might deem the obvious ones. You got Gets, Gigs, Stormzy, Bugsy, they're all in there. But I love how you brought people like Clue, more underground artists. You got A-Star in there. You're like, oh, bruv, A-Star's sick.
I love him.
And another one, you managed to get Nitro back in the studio.
Yeah,
like,
bro.
That guy just...
That record, you know. And that honestly, that record is so mad. And like for me, I'm not looking at an artist and thinking, right, you got mad heat, I need to make a record with you. I'm making a record of an artist because I think they're sick. I think he's sick. I think he never got the light that he deserved to have. He had a moment, but that moment didn't last long enough, in my opinion. So I was like, I want to work with you. So like when I reached out to him, he's like, yeah, sick, bro. Like, you're sick of what you're doing. Like, let's work. And the record we made is absolutely mad.
I agree.
Mad.
He's a sick guy as well.
Sick guy, great guy.
Yeah, I hope that this really does help pull him through to the position.
I hope so. I hope so.
When you're working with these artists, how do you manage to stay mutual when it comes to like beef situations? So for example, you got Bugsy on there, but obviously Chip's not on the album. So Coke's on there, but Nines isn't in the album. Are you able to stay like mutual, or is it kind of a case of, well...
Do you know, it's very hard, like it's very political, but I always like to see myself as Switzerland. Like I'm a neutral guy. Like Nines is my friend, Coke's my friend. Do you know what I mean? Like I don't ever like just any artist to feel like there's favoritism towards anyone, because there never is. Like I'm very neutral, regardless of any situation. I'm always neutral, and you know, the reason Nines went on the album and Coke was, it weren't nothing to do with their beef. I just didn't get to be in the studio with Nines. Otherwise, Nines would have been on there. But it does get political, and it's very hard to make sure that everybody knows that I am Switzerland. But I am Switzerland.
What was the most fun? What song was the most fun to make?
I think the most fun song to make was Donaeo Konshens, Walk Away.
I was so surprised when I heard that on there, bro.
It's just so different, right? And it was a challenge because none of us make that music. So it's like, let's make it. Like, let's make a song that none of us do. Cause otherwise, it's easy.
So again, that's a beat that you made. So you were there. I sat
there, produced that. Me and Donaeo had like was in the studio for like an hour and made 7 records. So it was kind of like, this is easy. Let's challenge ourselves. So then we made Walk Away, and it was like, raw, this is different, but we like it.
I got to the end, and I think it was like, because it's the 20-second track, right? So as I was listening through, I already halfway through realised it was going to be a diverse album. You got the record with Lola Ray in there. There's the one with Wolfie. It's an R&B joint. When it started changing away from like rap and grime, I was like, hold on, this is a different... Bruv, when it got to the end, I nearly slapped the computer off the table. Like, what's going on? Reggae, man, like proper sick. Why did you feel to diverse the album up so much? Like, I remember you doing a talk on a stage one time talking about how important branding was. And one analogy you used was, if you opened a can of Coke and drank and it was lemonade, you'd be like, what's going on? So with the audience and fan base you've built, which are very like
urban,
rap, grime, why did you feel, firstly, why did you feel to diversify? And secondly, did you think it was a risk to the Charlie Sloth brand?
I didn't think it was a risk because, you know, the Charlie Sloth brand is quite diverse musically. Like if you listen to my like Monday to Friday show, obviously the music's very diverse. Saturday nights is when I get into my main passion and really delve in and dip into the crates. But for me, I wanted to show that I'm a music man. Like obviously rap, grime, hip hop, that's my forte. That's my main passion and my main love. But that's not all I'm about. I don't listen to only that music. I'm a fan of so many different types of music, and I wanted to make sure that that was showcased on the album. Like it would have been so easy for me to make an album just straight crud. I could have made that in 2 days. There's no challenge in that, and I'm all about progression. Like if I stand still, I'm dead. Like I've got to evolve, I've got to progress, and that is part of my progression. Just showing that I'm able to do that musically. I was surprised that we didn't get any Charlie Sloth bars in there. Nah, them days are gone.
Maybe a guided tour of Camden Park.
Them days are gone, those, bro. They're gone.
The last thing I want to know about this project, how expensive is it to put a project like this together? Obviously, with the people you know, you can call in certain favors. But like having Konshens on a record, for example, I know sometimes the Jamaicans don't ramp, like they like to get paid. So how expensive was the whole thing together?
I don't even know really. I mean, because it's been over a period of time, it's not something that I've really sat down and looked at because it's a passion for me. This is not, and to be honest, it's probably cost me a fraction of where it costs. Or an artist signed to a major label. I think the majority of money that I've spent has been on marketing and making the videos. Like I think in terms of the album, I didn't really spend anything like making the album. Like the cost was studio costs, and I own my own studio. I got my own setup, so the cost was so minimal. The most expensive stuff has been making the videos, really, in all honesty. All
right, who was the most expensive feature?
There wasn't one.
There wasn't one. Free from everyone, even
I don't know talking. I mean, Konshens.
I just wanted to put it
like Konshens was a bit of a sticky situation, but no.
Big up Konshens.
Big up Konshens.
The last thing then, expectations for the album. Like, do you have a sales figure in your head of like, I want it to do this much, or do you just literally want it out there?
I've got no expectations. I put no pressure on myself. Whatever happens with this album is a blessing for me. Like, I've got no pressure on myself to deliver anything. Like it's my label. I ain't gonna drop myself. You know what I mean? It's just not gonna happen. So there's no pressure on me. Like this is like something that I love, I'm passionate about. So yeah, no pressure, bro. And no expectations.
Sick. And who was it that bought the necklace?
I can't really say.
I need to get them on the record, man.
It was one of my favourite artists still. Bruv.
Charlie Sloth, always a pleasure, man.
Always. Mad love, brother.
The Plug album is out August 18th.
My G.
Go and get it, man. I'm putting the cosign on it. It is absolutely sick. So
thank you, brother. Double.
All good, man.
Thank you, bruv.